All right, good afternoon, everybody. It's Thursday. What is this? Thursday, the 25th already of January. Just want to quickly follow up on the two trades that we put on yesterday. That was AXP, American Express. If you recall, we had this pattern here, inside bar, and then another bar that wasn't necessarily an inside, but almost two flat highs right in here. We took that buy as we broke up to about 98.50. It's at 99.69. Again, today we made a higher high and a higher low, right? So again, once we broke out of that pattern, we had a nice move up, and then we're continuing it now. So now what I'm doing is I'm actually bringing my, so as you know, yesterday I took off half of the position near the high, actually right up in here. It was good. I've got half of the position still on, and the other half of that position is going to be about 20 cents below today's low. So about 98.95 roughly, 98.95. Okay, so if we violate today's low tomorrow, then I'll be out of this trade. Let's look at VCI. This only came within like 4, 5, 6 pennies of taking me out with a break-even trade. Because remember, we bought that break up through that inside vertical bars high, and the market did sell off a little bit. Went to 120. Today's low was actually okay. We bought this at 129, what, 83, what, 20 cents, 93. Oh, actually, we were actually taken out with the break even on the remaining half of this position right here, because the market sold off in the morning, took us out at, well, actually made 10 cents. But let's take a look at an intraday chart and show you exactly when that happened. All right. So look at this. Look, see, what I say is the first 5 minutes of trading is always like all over the place. Look at the first 5 minutes. And again, if you look at any stock, that first 5 minutes of trading, there's a lot of volatility going on, okay? So, look at that. In the first 5 minutes, so it opened up at 132.96, right? And traded all the way down to 130.11. Didn't take us out. Our stop was at like 130.07, I believe, and then it rallied back up, looked good, and then right back down and took out the low of the day and knocked us. But again, let's take a look at that daily chart, and look at that. So we made, we took off half our profits yesterday, right? And then a little better than break even on the remaining. All right, what I want to look at now is the SPY, SPY. You could do the SSO, which is the 3 times fund of the S&P, or if you trade the S&Ps, that's fine. Let's take a look at what the S&Ps look like. Do we have an inside day there as well? Yes, we do. So look at this. We've got an inside pattern on these highs, right? So the S&Ps, today's high is 53 3/4. Yesterday's high is 55 1/4. So yes, the low of today, or the high of today, right? The high of today is lower than yesterday, and the low is higher than yesterday's low. So we have an inside day, okay? So we have that on the broad market, the S&P, right? SSO, of course, which is the ETF, right? And the SPY, which is 1-to-1 on the S&Ps. Let's see if we've got that on the Dow as well. Dow, no. We had a higher high and higher low. Let's see on the Russell. Russell, we actually had a lower high and a lower low, okay? And let's just look at one more in the NASDAQ. NASDAQ, we have an inside pattern. So on the NASDAQ, in the S&P 500, we've got an inside pattern. So the reason I'm bringing this up is if the market, okay, if the market is able to penetrate down through the low of the inside pattern on either the NASDAQ, the E-minis, SSO ETF, or the SPYs, doesn't matter which one, either of them, okay, then I would look for a further sell-off, right? There's some indecision here, right? An inside pattern is when the market, right, it contracts, lower high than the prior day, higher low than the prior day. There's some indecision in the market. And I love looking for these patterns on a retest of, let's say, a prior high, looking for that potential double top, right? Double top, question mark, right? You see? Or a double bottom, right? If we get that same pattern on a retest of a low, right? An inside pattern. I love buying it through the highs, looking for the bounce. On the highs, same thing. Down through the lows, I would be looking to see the market move lower. So what am I trying to say? Well, what I'm trying to say is if the market can penetrate down through today's low tomorrow, Friday the 26th, then I'd be looking, you know, if you're a day trader, I'd be looking for a down day, and I'd be looking to potentially sell rallies. If we can penetrate down through that low, and if in the first half hour we can sustain that bearishness, that's how I'd look to trade it on a day, you know, if you're day trading. If you're swing trading and you're looking for a move and you want a pretty good reward to risk, this is how I would set this trade up. You would be looking, okay, so let's see, okay. Now let's take this off real quick. Again, I don't want to make this video too long, but if the market penetrates down through the low, right, not a gap down, but actually trade down through the low, you look to get short as it breaks down through the low. Your initial catastrophic stop would be above Wednesday's high, right? The prior day's high right here. So in essence, that's your R. That's your risk. And you'd be looking to make at least 2 times that risk to the downside. Okay, that's the play on the overall market. Okay, so, but again, that's your catastrophic stop is Wednesday above the 24th high, and that stop only goes in after that low is broken to the downside, and that catastrophic stop is only for the day of entry, which would only be tomorrow, Friday, if that happens. And then on Monday, assuming we make a lower high and a lower low, right? So let's just say this is what it looks like. It opens up, or here, it doesn't really matter, and then trades down. Let's just say this is what it looks like, okay? My stop then would go right here, okay? And then I'd be managing it accordingly. But remember, my initial catastrophic stop is above Wednesday's high, and my initial profit target is 2 times, okay? Hope that helps. If you haven't watched any of the videos that Dr. Reed and I put out this week, I urge you to watch those. They're really good videos, and it'll teach you a whole lot. Have a great night. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.